My name is Morgan Azedi. I'm a professional designer, fashion stylist, and a high fashion model. I was born as a designer. I love fashion because my mom also loves fashion. So I used to see how my mom dressed up, and I feel like, yeah, this is the way to go. I do something called upcycling and recycle of raw materials, like in short, sustainability.
This is Mitumba, the beating heart of East Africa's second-hand trade. According to Nairobi City County, approximately 100,000 people directly earn their livelihood right here, inside these narrow alleyways. But a quiet storm is gathering thousands of miles away, as the European Union discusses bringing textiles into the Basel Convention. A massive shift is on the horizon. For Mitumba and the millions who rely on this global trade network, it could mean the end of the second-hand business as we know it.
We made an estimate at the Institute of Economic Affairs, judging from the Integrated Household Budget Survey, and triangulated these data together with speaking to traders. And it suggested to us that in both direct and indirect forms, people who trade for either directly or in addition to other forms, they are close to about 1.8 to about 2 million people.
For more than 20 million of Kenyans, living below the poverty line, affordable, high-quality clothing is a survival necessity, not a lifestyle choice. However, this vital trade faces opposition. Ultra-fast fashion interests, driven by a business model of overconsumption, frequently lobby against reuse. These interests often fund activist narratives that claim high waste volumes, yet empirical data shows that waste fractions in African imports typically range from only 2% to 5%.
The word dumping has a very political effect, which, because it gives the impression that someone is being exploited and someone is... So if you look at the pattern of the demand for second-hand clothes in Kenya, it does not fit well, again, it does not fit well with the claim that people in Europe are necessarily dumping here. Because people here find value and actually pay for it. So people are prepared to pay for it. So that, in my view, is strong demand. And that in itself does that. The second one is a claim that has been made, and it's been circulated among some influential media networks in Europe, and some of them, of course, in some parts of Africa. Also, that up to 40% of the imported second-hand clothes into Kenya are actually junk or are going to be disposed of. That's not just untrue, because if you look at the traders and all that, it would be so expensive to import those clothes because they pay a very steep import duty to simply dispose of them here. In Kenya, where we are most familiar with it, we would say that that's not a claim that can be sustained by fact.
Before any shipment reaches the global south, it undergoes a rigorous two-stage professional sorting process. In sorting centers, trained specialists manually classify items based on fashion relevance, durability, and condition. This labor-intensive work ensures that approximately 75% of textiles are prepared for immediate reuse. Because buyers pay up front for usable products, sorting centers have a powerful commercial incentive to deliver only the best. This cycle of trust and quality assurance has underpinned the trade for decades.
We never export any garbage to Africa. This is even cannot be a question. I'm sorry, because we sort here very properly, and we are very careful on this. And the clothes are really nice. And what we are exporting to Africa, they are all reusable. And already in Africa, the export, the freight, the taxes are very expensive. And our customers like to buy also nice and reusable clothes in Africa, so it's not possible. So we don't need such a thing, to export any garbage to Africa. They are all nice and reusable items.
The second-hand clothes trade is a lifeline for roughly 4 million people in Kenya and Ghana. The import of 190,000 tons of second-hand clothes in Kenya prevents the need for 142,500 tons of new garments. In Kenya alone, this saves over 116 billion litres of water and prevents more than 2 million tons of CO2 emissions annually. Furthermore, strict regulatory frameworks, such as Kenya's pre-export verification of conformity inspections, ensure that only hygienic, reusable textiles enter the country, effectively filtering out waste before they even leave the port of origin. After years of being passed from hand to hand, these second-hand clothes finally reach the end of the line. Elsewhere, they would just be seen as waste. But here, waste means opportunity. Joseph is one of thousands across Kenya who spends his days scouring the Dandora dump site, one of the largest landfills in Africa, searching for clothes to sell. That is not easy to find. Only 1 to 2% of all that waste is textiles.
Natafuta kuna kitu tu natafuta kama kanguo hivi. Natafuta kanguo kama kakuvaa hivi. Hizi kwangi mbaya, si ati ni mbaya, ni viraka tu. Ikishia kwa kiraka, unapata bado kuna zenye zinakuanga poa. Kuna zenye zinafaa kwa kiraka. Kuna zenye unapata huyo jamaa amechukua, amefua roho, amepeleka kwa fundi, ameka kiraka, amefanya nini, amefinisha kama ilikuwa bagi, amefinisha imekuwa kama hii. Anaenda anauzia watu.
And there are creators like Morgan, better known as Kenyan Raw. He sources most of his materials from the second-hand markets. And when he can't find what he needs there,
This one, the quality is not nice.
he heads straight into the dump sites to try to find it there.
Think boss. Just gotten one clean one. Ah, yeah. For me, sustainability is everything, because when I use the cloth, or when someone uses the cloth, then it throw it away. Then I take it, I go and pick it. So I'll just use that material to make another cloth. I'm trying to conserve our natural resources. I'm going to help to prevent environmental pollution. Someone can just throw the pant, new stuff away because he or she has just wore it maybe thrice or maybe 1 week. Then she feel like, let me just throw this one away. I'm gonna buy a new one. Yeah, so you can get good quality stuff. We have the one that has been used for a long time being disposed, and the one that have been used for shortest time being disposed. So in the dumping site, we have all those two together. For example, someone can throw a shoe because it's torn. So I can just go and pick the shoes. I remove the upper layer, then I remain with the sole. The sole, I'll use the sole to make another good shoes out of it.
For a long time, circular economy has dominated the discussion about the waste issue. To get there, European politics have focused on trying to create closed-loop recycling in the textiles industry, mainly fiber to fiber.
Circular economy costs money, but at the same time, one also needs to consider the environmental effects, the climate effects, and other aspects when it comes to circularity. And one has to analyze those things before one says circular economy solves everything, because it really doesn't solve everything.
Maja Nellström is a textile expert for IVL, Swedish Environmental Institute, which recently released a report where they're comparing textile reuse with recycling.
One of the problems is the technical difficulties in recycling textiles. There's usually different types of fibers in the same type of garment. And also the recycled fibers you get from the recycling usually has a lower quality compared to virgin fibers. When it comes to climate impact, the difference isn't that big. And the reason is that the recycled fibers goes through the same resource-intensive processes as a virgin fiber. So the difference is about only about 5 to 10%.
Honest people try to sort and do everything right, and we try to sort and do everything right, but no one wants the material. So that is the problem, and we cannot store this material. It's a sensitive material, as I said, so it can't be stored for weeks and months and years. And it has to be taken care of immediately, but there's no one who wants it.
I think the important thing is to not only focus on textile recycling as a solution, because where you see the main environmental benefits is when producing garments of high quality that can be used for a long period of time. So extending the lifespan of garments. So that should be the main focus, and textile recycling can be a complement when the textiles can no longer be used.
The global second-hand clothing trade is far more than a collection of used garments. It is a mature, market-driven system that supports millions of livelihoods and protects our planet. Far from being a source of waste, this sector is professionally managed and quality controlled. In African markets, these clothes are reused at rates exceeding 95%, directly countering narratives that frame imports as waste. By extending the lifespan of textiles, this global trade lowers emissions and provides a vital social safety net for households that need it most.
Tunafanya kazi ya repair. Hizi nguo tunatoka huko juu ng'ambo, kama size yao ni kubwa, waist ni kubwa, so tuna slim ndio kila mtu apate waist yake ambayo anaweza mfit. Wakenya wanapenda fitting. Yes. Okay, after tukishamaliza kufanya stream, hizo waste bado tunatumia. Tunatengeneza nayo mob. Hiyo mob bado tunaweza uza pia. Tunauza kwa supermarkets, tunauza kwa hardwares. Kwa hivyo waste hakuna kitu yote tunatupa. Hiyo ndio kazi tunafanyanga hapa.
The European Union's Waste Framework Directive places reuse at the very center of circular economy policy. Reusing garments extends their lifespan by an average of 2 to 4 years, which significantly reduces the demand for new, resource-heavy production.
Me, I don't like buying new materials. You know, I've been doing this job for a long time. And I've tried new material and the upcycled one, but what I've discovered is that a lot of people love upcycled. From Mitumba, a lot of people love them. Because first of all, the new materials, a lot of them are not in, like, the quality are not nice. When we are coming to see it, it's not like the material is not good. So me, when I have money, what I'll do, I'll just go and I just go in our local market and buy the Mitumba materials. Even if I wanted to make something like a pant using a denim, I'll just go and buy maybe 5 pieces of denim pants, because I know I trust Mitumba more than these new ones, because I've done it for long, so I feel like Mitumba is the one for me to do this job.
While the European Union recognizes the importance of reusing second-hand clothing, new plans to classify them under the Basel Convention could change everything. In the worst-case scenario, this could completely halt the export of used clothes from Europe.
In my view, that would be bad policy, because it would not be solving the problem that they hope to solve. But more importantly, what would happen is that, quote unquote, the alternative, which is fast fashions, equally cheap, disposable, right, would come in and probably grab the markets and then generate that same problem of disposal, which second-hand clothes have not generated, but which is here. So it's basically about how that market will swing one way. But I would hope that that doesn't happen, because if it happens and it's patchy, you lead to a smuggling possibility, because the demand for second-hand clothes is really strong. And I think trying to manage it by a ban is, in my view, not extremely wise.
At the start, when I was doing it, a lot of people here in Kenya, they were not understanding. But now, they understand me well.